and we are going to start recording. So, what are we going to talk about today, sister?
Oh,
Do you
Black
know?
history.
You want to start? You want to give it a go? You want to guess?
We're gonna cover Black history. Black History Month.
Yes,
Starting it a
yes,
little bit early because
yes. We are going to
so
cover
many.
Black History Month.
Yeah.
We are starting earlier.
Yes. 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 Yes.
They allocated just 1 month to us, but
Mm,
we are pushing the bar. We are going to make it 2 months. And if
yes.
they challenge us, we're going to make it three
The 3
months
months.
just to talk about us
Yeah.
people, about our people.
Yes. Yes. Because there's so many of them, Black
So,
influential figures out there that we need to touch
indeed,
on as much as we possibly can.
yes, yes, we want to touch on many. We've covered, for those who haven't watched the last show, we've covered mental health. We've covered, help me here, sister. We've covered,
Colorism,
yeah,
futurism.
colorism, futurism. We've covered even the COVID.
Yes.
And we've covered, we'll touch a bit about ourselves,
Yes.
about this new normal. And today we are going to talk about the culture again. That's what it's all about. So we're going to umbrella it under the Black History Month or the African Descent History Month. If you
Yeah.
want, some folks don't like to be called Black.
Mm.
Of course, I appreciate. I
All
think we
right.
should let's address that
Yeah,
topic first, isn't it?
we should.
We're not Black.
No,
No,
we're
we,
African.
we're Africans. Yes,
Yeah, proud to
yeah,
be.
and we come in all shades of colors,
Absolutely.
beautiful colors, brown
Absolutely.
skin,
Yes.
yellow skin,
Yes.
blue skin,
Hmm. Yes.
you name it. We're people of varieties of
Yeah.
colors. So yes, so that's what we're going to celebrate, and we are going to dedicate the whole of September show and October's show, right, sis?
Yes.
So what I want us to first touch upon is the reason behind this celebration, because oftentimes people across the world doesn't understand why we celebrate
Yeah.
African History Month, and
Hmm.
and why is it important?
Um,
Mhm.
from what I found that Black History Month is held to highlight and celebrate the achievements and contribution of the Black community.
Yes,
And also throughout history, Black people have made huge contribution to society in the field of science, literature, art, and music.
correct.
However, in the past, these contributions have been ignored or played down because Black people weren't treated the same as other due to the color of their skin. So this is how it came about because we're not been getting the recognition we deserve,
Yeah,
you know.
and that is very, very essential, the
Mm,
touching points there,
yeah.
because when I did the research as well, I found similar definition and similar reasons.
Mm,
And to piggyback on what you said, it was it was stated that the achievements was for Black descendants, and it
mhm.
started in the USA. Okay, for sure, if you're watching from Africa or from India, you might not understand why, or you might not even be celebrating it, because you might think it's not relevant. I am a person of color. I'm an African anyway. Why would I want to celebrate African
Yeah.
History Month?
Yeah.
I will be celebrating my country, i.e., Independence Day.
Yeah.
So, but for diasporas, we celebrate African Descendants Month, just as Orita has explained. And it used to be called the Negro History Week. So it used to be week. Oh, they've done very well. They've given
Oh,
us a month.
wow, we have progressed, haven't we?
Progress. It used to be week.
Wow, just 1 week out of the whole year.
Oh yes, yes. And that is
Crazy.
even
Mhm.
uh, a kind of a booster, Like
Yeah.
you're privileged to have that week, you see.
You know what I mean?
You better take it and run. You better get those frocks out and run with it. Otherwise, you will have to be, out of the out of the streets with your celebration.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it was originally influenced by President Reagan.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was an influential because he was interested in the community as well. So he gave the presidential proclamation 5443. Again, if you're an American, you will know about Proclamation 5443. It's a power tool for us to celebrate, just as you just said, where we recognized achievements of our African heritage, um, community support, and so on and so forth. And also the parts that I kind of pick up and I like, it is also talking about our struggles for freedom
Yes.
and
Yes.
equal opportunity.
Yes.
So fast forward, if you will then think, where's the liberty that we have here? So I am typing a Y because someone is asking me a question. So where's the liberty we have here? Fast forward, to 2020
Mm.
in terms of fighting for freedom and equality. What's your take on that?
Sorry, can you repeat that? I was a little bit distracted.
Yeah, I was asking the question based
Mm-hmm.
on what the research said.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why we're celebrating this History Month, right,
Mm-hmm.
is to gain recognition, to
Mm-hmm.
talk about our achievements as a society, as a community, and
Mm-hmm.
to recognize our struggle for freedom and in an equal opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
So that was then.
Mm-hmm.
Are we speaking that same language today?
Yes, we are. Absolutely. We are. Even though our foreparents has fought for us over the years, we still fighting the same problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's still happening today.
Mm-hmm.
Because back in the days, in the 1700s, 17, you had Ignatius Sanko. He
Right.
was he was a slave that was he was enslaved from a childbirth. To be honest, his mom was kidnapped, heavily pregnant, and she gave birth on the ship with his dad. But his dad refused to be enslaved, so he committed suicide.
Wow.
And then his mom, they took her to the West Indies, and she gave yeah, they took her to the West Indies, and shortly after she died. So he was an orphan basically. And at the age of 2, the slave master brought him to the UK. So he grew up in the UK, but the slave master gave him to 3 women from Greenwich to use him as a slave. So he was basically serving them for many years. And then luckily for him, he met a duke, and the duke introduced him to some books, and he self-educated himself,
Wow.
and from then he progressed, and he always fought for um, slavery to be abolished, and he was one of the first Black African to be able to vote in Parliament, and he voted twice in 1774 and in 1780, just before he died. But throughout the years, he fought, and he was a poet, he was a composer, and he was a writer. He always wrote letters to like the newspapers, just to highlight the cruelty our people has been going through, and draw attention to it. So he really fought for us to have freedom. Yeah.
And these are the folks that we should be celebrating. And I don't think that it is talked about at schools,
No,
or even in our community.
exactly.
forgive me, for saying this, we are so preoccupied with so many things that we forget to celebrate. And for many people, they will think, what's the purpose of celebrating it? Celebrating our achievements, celebrating our freedom, celebrate equality, and so on and so forth. But there's so much to celebrate, because when you look at it from a bigger picture, we've covered mental health. We
Yeah.
covered the slavery. We covered even the COVID of late, the stress and the pain that our folks have gone through. Lots of people have died. Here in
Yeah.
the UK, how many doctors and nurses have lost their lives?
Yes.
So it would be unfair for us not to set aside time to celebrate ourselves, our achievements. And there are so many positive stories that
Oh
we should be proud
yes.
of.
Oh yes.
The schools are not teaching our children about it,
Oh.
so our children are not empowered enough to take it and run, to take it and celebrate. They are preoccupied with the negativity that is surrounding them day in and day out. Oh, somebody got stabbed, or somebody robbed the shop, or somebody is in prison. But there's so much. The community is so wealthy in terms of culture, in terms of fashion, music, entrepreneur, you name it, we have. And to join in that celebration, I want to celebrate a woman from the continent herself, and she is a Nigerian. I hope I pronounce her name correctly, but she's called Foluronsu Alakija, or Alakeji. If you're Nigerian, you pronounce it that way. She is a billionaire woman, a fashion designer. She invested in oil and real estate. She has a printing and property industry in Nigeria.
Oh, lovely.
Yes, girl, in
Oh,
a woman in Africa. And she started from a humble beginning. So you wouldn't say, oh, I have to come from a wealthy family to be empowered, to make money, or to be rich, or to become somebody in life. And why am I admiring this woman, and why am I talking about her and celebrating her, or asking all of us to celebrate her, is because when she became what she is, she didn't stop there. She didn't
Right.
keep the money to ourselves.
Amen.
So what she did was she opened a foundation called the Rose of Sharon Foundation, which helps widows and orphans through scholarship and business grants. And it also helped people to achieve their higher education.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful.
And to add to a celebration, I have to talk a little bit about her, because I'm very impressed with when, a woman or a man in our community succeed and have an impact, is that she was born in Nigeria, but at the age of 7, she came to the UK. Then she went back to Nigeria. That is customary in the Nigerian tradition anyway, to always go back home, touch base, so
Yes.
that you get a little bit of a discipline.
Grounded. Yes.
Get a
Grounded.
knob, just in case you want to be too westernized. They take you back
Exactly.
a little bit. So you have some,
Reasoning.
so you have some cognitive strength.
Yes.
You come back and do your education. And then, of course, she came here and she did some of her studies, and then went back to Nigeria to become who she is. You see, so I want us to celebrate her. Her name again is Folorunsu Alakeja. Yeah, or Alakeja. And she's, I think, at the under 100 people, wealthiest people on the Forbes magazine. So she's definitely
Wow.
arrived.
Yes, yes, she really has indeed.
She has arrived. She's on the Forbes magazine.
Yes.
So I'm very proud of her. Did you find about any other person?
Actually, there was I found about Olado Equiano. He's another African person that was enslaved.
Right.
He was an abolitionist and a writer. He was born in 1745 in Nigeria, but he died in 1797 in London, England. However, he also was taken from, I believe, is Guinea. He was taken from and took to the West Indies, and then he went to Virginia. Um, Also, where he was purchased for another time by a seaman, and luckily for him, um, he was purchased by this captain. The captain took him to various countries,
Mhm.
so he got a chance to see, to broaden his horizon, basically, And then he was another one who self-educated himself.
Wow.
Yeah, yes, and he became active abolitionist, agitating and lecturing against the cruelty of British slaves owners in Jamaica. So
Wow.
he was an advocate. And also he was authorized to represent Sierra Leone for the poor, for the
Are you
black
kidding?
poor. Yes,
Oh my gosh.
because they were shipping between 500 to 600 slaves from the UK to Sierra Leone. But what happened, they had given the captain a certain amount, like a budget basically, to buy ration and certain things to maintain the slaves on their journey. But it didn't bought anything, they didn't treat them nice. So
Right.
he noticed that and he complained. And because of him complaining, they got rid of him. So he didn't even get a chance to go to Sierra Leone.
Things has not changed. If you complain today, they get rid of you.
Ultimately replaced him. But one thing I like about him, he idolized Africa and he showed great pride in African way of life. Also, as a whole, Equiano work shows both broad human compassion and realism. So he is one to salute. I salute him for the
Salute
work
him
he is.
as well.
Yes.
I never knew that those facts.
Yes.
See,
Yes.
this is the reason why we have to learn about our history.
It's important. It's
It is
imperative.
important. It is
Yeah.
empowering. Terence on the chat says sometimes we forget about freedom a lot because
Mm.
of social distractions.
Yes,
He said
absolutely.
we must always keep the fire burning
That's right.
inside.
Yes.
So I would encourage those who are watching now and those who will watch afterwards,
Mm.
because of course we had a time delay, so some people may have logged off, but if you
Mm.
watch this video, it's all about empowering. We're here to empower you, we're here to educate you, we're here to tell you that subject matters, your
Mm.
culture and community matters. Listen to what
Absolutely.
Orita have just said,
Mm.
about celebrating. you know we have a fighting spirit.
Yes, we really
Sometimes
do.
sometimes I also think, I sit down and I think to myself, wow, if any other race of people have been treated the way we have treated, gone through the struggle we have gone through,
Mm.
we have gone through, I don't think they would be alive today.
No, they were
Eradicated.
perished. Yeah.
The embodiment of tenacity
And resilience.
and resilience. And that
Mm.
brings us nicely for us to salute our late brother, Chad
Oh, yes.
Okanda.
Stand up forever.
Wakanda forever, Black Panther,
Stand
bro.
up
May your soul
forever.
rest in peace.
Bless.
May your
Oh,
soul rest
amen.
in peace.
That. Yes,
We
indeed.
love you. We miss you.
Oh,
You have
God.
showed us strength
Yes.
because you were diagnosed, but you still
Mm-hmm.
shot the movie because you
Follow
want
through.
to
Yeah.
touch us all.
Mm-hmm.
You want it to be inspiring. You want the
Mm-hmm.
next generation to see what strength, a true
Eh,
strength, and a true hero is.
oh,
And you
yes.
are a hero,
Mm-hmm.
Dad. May your soul
Mm-hmm.
rest in peace. May the God
Absolutely.
Almighty let you in. And
Yes.
shall we meet
He will.
at
He
a
will.
place where it
He
will
was
be
a
freedom?
he was a true man of God, so his
Yes,
soul will be let in.
yes,
You know,
yes. So,
forever. Oh gosh, he was
Okanda
such
forever. We
a
stand
true
here and we will
soldier.
do our best to
Yes.
continue the talk, to
Yes.
continue the fight, to
Yeah.
continue the
Fight a good
race.
fight. Yeah.
And thank you for fighting the good fight till the
Mhm.
last minute. You're a
Yes.
fighter. And for
Yes.
those who are watching, may God give you strength to fight
Mm-hmm.
the good fight.
Yes.
We don't have to use weapons,
No.
our inner strength, just like
Absolutely.
Chad demonstrated.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
respect,
Indeed.
bro, respect.
Yes. Yes. May his soul rest in perfect peace.
We
God
love
bless
you.
him and his
And
family.
his family, those who you've left behind, may God give you
Mm,
the strength to carry on from where you left off. And of course, you
absolutely.
set the platform for us
Oh
all,
yes.
because without Black Panther,
Mhm.
Panther,
He gave us hope.
the hope, the
Mm,
vision, you
mm-hmm,
know, even
mm-hmm,
this show,
mm-hmm. And
you
he
know,
lived his truths, you
exactly,
know. He lived his truth every
exactly,
day,
yeah.
you know, because there was one point he was chosen to do this TV show, and he was literally wrestling with himself, because what was written for him, it doesn't help our community, because it's always the stereotypical, the drug dealer. He was like, I believe, a drug dealer, and his mother was a crackhead, and his father left when he was young, you see, and he keep thinking to himself, this is wrong, because there are positive people out there, black people out there, and why isn't they giving some positivity, you know, to the nation about our race? And he did 2 episodes, and they were quite pleased with him, and they said, okay, you've done great, so whatever you need, just let us know. And he
Mhm.
thought, okay, this is my opportunity to let them know how I felt initially. So he explained to them how he felt about the whole program. And the manager said to him, okay, what's your name again? And took out his resume and said, oh, see you from Harvard University then. And then he said, okay, I'll be watching you, you
A
know,
good
and
watch or a bad
I'll
watch?
be watching you, you know. So anyway, he explained to them what he think they should be doing to shine a positive light on the black race. And he left that day, finished shooting, and the next day his agent called him and said they've decided not to follow through with the program, you know. So, but I respect him for that. You know, he lived his truth, and he believed in, he followed what, he's a true man of God. You know, why should you live a lie? Because it's not every black people live that way. Not all of us have a crackhead mother or a father that left the home while you were young. You know, so they need to stop. They need to change the narratives.
Yeah.
You know.
And one of the things that I like about him as well, he has set the stone. Just as you said, not every Black family has a crackhead mother or father, or
Mm-hmm.
not every Black family has a divided home.
Mm-hmm.
When we talked a few weeks ago about our history, about the slavery, that was systematically done because
Yes.
in the continent of Africa, before even the existence of the Caribbean, there's always been a family unit,
Yes.
a mother and a father. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter if that father has 7 wives, 12 wives. They're
Mm-hmm.
all within the compound.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
all within the family.
That's right.
The community, the African community did not start up with separation or
No.
divorce. We don't
No.
even have it. We don't even have that word in our language or
Exactly.
languages in Africa.
Mm.
We know that because the pronunciation of it is in English.
Mm-hmm.
So upon speaking the local dialects, if they wanted to talk about divorce, they will call it divorce in English. So it
Mm-hmm.
means there is no word for it in our language. So it
Mm.
never,
Didn't exist. Yeah.
not until the slavery took place
Mm-hmm.
that these happen. The separation happened, the diminishing of a man
Oh
in
yes.
front of wives and
Yes.
wife and
Children.
children,
Yes.
so that you become a nobody took
Mm-hmm.
place.
Yes.
So separation was not part of it.
Mm.
And so as I stood up in respect to him of pushing back, and we
Mm.
have so many of them that has stood up and say, no, we cannot tolerate that. Take
Yeah.
your money, but
Yeah.
we held our heads up high, and we are proudful of what we have achieved and what
Yeah.
we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the the other thing that's I wanted to say as well is, when you and I sitting down here doing the show, it's not that we're idle. It's not that we don't have anything to do. We work 9 to 5,
Okay.
9 to 9.
Mm.
We have our own businesses. We're business women. Okay.
Mm.
But there has to be some sacrifices made within every community.
Mm-hmm.
I made an example of the Jewish community the other day in a positive note to
Yeah.
say, this is what they teach their children from the day they are born: savings, financial
Yeah.
responsibility, and social responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why we're here. And this is why when Chad did what he did, and even in his opening statement to the Howard University graduation day, all the things that he said, I took to heart, because
Yes.
you have to have an inner strength to
Mm-hmm.
forget about your needs,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
put other people's needs
Yes.
first,
Be selfless.
be selfless.
Mm-hmm.
Am I not tired? Are you not tired after a long days of hustling?
Mm-hmm. Of
You
course
wake
we
up,
are.
what,
But
4
you
o'clock,
still,
5 o'clock in the morning,
yeah, but you
go
still
to
have to
bed 10
persevere.
o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
But we're here encouraging and
Mm-hmm.
empowering people. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not I'm not trying to be braggadocious, but I'm trying to say to anyone watching this video, watching this live show, is that there comes a time in life where you have to be selfless, where you have to make yourself available. We're all tired. But
Mm.
imagine if Chad was tired,
We wouldn't have Wakanda today.
if Oprah was tired,
Exactly.
if Jay-Z was tired, let's
Mm-hmm.
call the famous name,
Mm-hmm.
if Mandela
And then
was
we was
tired,
tired. The
if,
changes wouldn't
if
have happened.
Mugabe was tired,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Late
Mm-hmm.
Jomo Kenyatta was tired. You call names that you know on the island. If they were all tired, and
Tired.
many,
Yeah.
many others, if
Mm-hmm.
they all say, we are tired, we can't be bothered to sit down and have a conversation. I'm tired with Black people
Mm-hmm.
because they don't listen anyway. If all of them would have taken that action,
Yeah.
where would we be?
Exactly. You would
The,
be
the hundreds
non-existent.
of times. If Kunta Kinte was tired,
Tired. Kizzy was tired. You know.
if Miss Marriott was tired,
Mm-hmm.
come on, guys, let's wake
Mm-hmm.
up and smell the coffee. Let's wake up.
Mm-hmm.
It's real. The struggle,
It's
I
real.
wouldn't even call it struggle. It's life challenges.
Yeah, it
Because
is indeed.
if it's not the African origin or descendants being a target, it would have been somebody else.
Oh yes. Oh yes,
Because
absolutely.
before we came, they were fighting somebody
Yeah,
else.
but they were enslaving their own.
Exactly. So human nature is similar to that of, if you've watched wildlife, is the strongest, the best in the jungle.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever is stronger will defeat the weak.
Mm-hmm.
So if we have the attitude of being weak,
Mm-hmm.
then for sure we will become a victim.
Yeah,
I don't like to victim. I don't want us to victimize ourselves, because we're not a victim until you become a victim, or you
victim.
make yourself become a victim,
That's
because
right.
we are here in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting up in the morning. We're hustling. We're,
Mm-hmm.
we're not there yet, like Miss Alakija, but at least
We're trying.
the bills are being paid.
Absolutely.
So guys, it's an encouragement. It's a history month. We're going to talk and empower you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Chad has done it. Other celebrities that you know that are putting in their time, their effort,
Oh gosh,
their
yes.
words.
Like Denzel Washington is such an amazing
Here we
person.
go.
And
Yep.
he was one of them that sponsored Chad. It was 9 students. He paid the tuition fees for them to go to, I believe is a university in England. I can't remember which one, but it's a well, Oxford, I believe it's Oxford University,
Mhm.
paid for them to go over there to do a course. And Chad was one of them out of the nine, you know. So it's wonderful to see when they give back to their own,
Yeah.
you know. Some people have the tendency to climb the ladder and keep walking, keep climbing, and
And
they don't
support
give back.
and supporting. I think that's one thing our community has to appreciate as well. When the European talk about support, it's not necessarily financial support.
No,
It's
no.
backing somebody on. Let's say you see a black business on Facebook,
Mm-hmm,
like it, give good
mm-hmm.
compliments, comments.
Encourage,
Even though you
yes.
don't buy the product,
Mm-hmm.
share the links.
Yes, share it with others.
Simple gesture
It
takes
wouldn't,
us a long way,
absolutely.
you know. And I've got one more person I want to say, another person to celebrate. Or
Mm-hmm.
do you want to go first?
No, go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
I've got this person by the name of Purity. Again, pardon me if I pronounce the name wrong. It's Purity Kanjiwiria. I don't know why I chose all the difficult name. Yeah,
I
Purity
did too.
Purity Kanjiwiria. And
Mm-hmm.
he, he, I believe, had the foundation, or no, is a she, right? Actually, had the foundation Dear with and for Girls. She's based in the UK,
Yes.
or was based in the UK. She's originated from Kenya,
Yes.
and the reason why she started this foundation, Dear with and for Girls, is because she was frustrated and the only hope that she has was to go into philanthropist.
Yes.
So she started pulling in young women, initiating them to kind of empower them to go into businesses, because she found that back in the days there was hardly or rarely any funding that was going back to our community, especially the women or the girls or the younger people.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that lack within the system, so she
Yeah.
started this foundation, and
Yeah.
she started tracking record in receiving and managing grants, and of course she went she
Collapsed.
exploded, and she
Mm.
grew the foundation. So for me, that's another lady I wanted to give respect to and
Yeah.
shout out to for a very fine work, because
Mm-hmm.
philanthropy is not an easy task to go
Mm-hmm.
to. It's kind of begging, basically, because you knock at doors, you try to
Yeah.
convince people, and oftentimes your people are the first to say no, I'm not, counting me. You know, well, they will not tell you to your face, but they will
Mm-hmm.
just slide. You know, they will be like, okay, yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, I'll support you.
And
And
that's
then
it.
they'll never do.
That's right.
However, she pushed, she pressed
Mm-hmm.
to get this foundation going.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you, maybe you are in India, Africa, wherever, and you're wondering what is a philanthropy, or who is a philanthropist, just to give you a definition of it. So what is a philanthropy that these folks are doing, i.e. when they create a foundation? The meaning basically is love of mankind. Today, the world has looked at philanthropy or philanthropists as money related, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not about the money
Not
related.
just
It's
about
about
the money. Yeah.
mankind, the love for mankind.
Yeah.
It was a Greek word, philanthropos, which means man loving, or philanthropia, because in Latin you have the masculine and the feminine. Okay, so it's philanthropos or philanthropia. And the first part of it, which is the philian, meaning to love, and the anthropos, meaning human being.
Yeah.
So combine those. The word was created by the English folks back in the 18th century, philanthropy.
Yeah.
Okay? So it's got nothing to do with money, but it's got everything to do with love and good nature, love for human being. So when I was looking up these definition in the Merriam-Webster dictionary,
Mhm.
the word that came to my mind was agape,
Right.
which is the love of God,
Yes.
which is unconditional.
Yes. Amen.
You see, this is what all the folks that has either died for our community in order for us to have freedom and equality, or been in prison, or been sacked from their jobs, or have done some sort of sacrifices for us, or are actually given to a community, whether through a foundation,
Mm.
as these ladies have already done and are doing.
Yeah.
It is the love for mankind.
Yes.
They
Indeed.
are bringing the love home. So we are encouraging you during the month of September and October to consider loving your brothers and sisters. It's not about
Absolutely.
the money, it's about the love, it's about the support, it's about the gesture, it's about, as Rita said in one of the talk show we had, it's about saying hi to your brothers and sisters when you meet them in the
Mm.
street, not giving them the buff eyes,
Mm,
you know,
exactly.
not
Yeah.
sneak, not turning
Mm.
your face to the left when you see them on the right. It's
Exactly.
about that humanity.
Yes.
Do you
Yes.
want to add to that?
Oh, yes, you're right. It's about caring for each other, embracing each other. There's nothing wrong in telling your fellow man that you're beautiful, you're handsome, or, you're very intelligent, you're smart. And, encourage each other to achieve and to make something of yourself. There's
That's right.
nothing wrong with that. Just keep persevering. We all can do it. We are all capable, even though they said many years ago that we're not capable of, we're not capable, we can't be intelligent enough, as intelligent as them, but yet still, when we come up with ideas and breakthroughs, they tend to grab it and take the limelight away from us,
Well,
you know.
that is another conversation we're going to have in the coming weeks about
Exactly.
fabulous people within the
Mhm.
community, past as well as present, who
Yeah,
has done
wonderful,
miraculous things. And they
amazing
have
thing.
created or invented stuff that
Mhm.
even when I was doing my research,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, I thought it was this person. Oh, I
No,
thought
my
it was this
love.
person. Because that was
No,
exactly what I was taught at school. That was what my history book
exactly.
said.
That's what I want
That
you to know.
So it's going to be a very educating period for us as we
Mhm.
celebrate this September and October, the
Mhm.
African History Month, so that you are
Yes.
empowered, so that you know your worth and value, you know what your
Yes.
ancestors, past and
Yes.
present, have done
Absolutely.
and are doing. We
Mhm.
are not useless, folks. We are not taking space in on the planet. We're not like kind of quote unquote waste of space,
No, we contribute.
unintelligent being. We
Exactly.
got it. Don't
Mhm.
listen to the bad news. Listen
No.
to the positive news. And we have lots of positive
Absolutely.
news for you this September and October. You are going to be, honestly, Miss Aretha, I was swept off my feet because I was
Mm.
like, ignorance,
Really?
ignorance is a
Yes,
disease.
please. Yeah, it is. And this
When
is the reason, but when you think about it, in slavery days, this is the reason why they hid the books from us. It was illegal for us to read a book, you know, because they know once you're educated, they can't come and tell you otherwise, you know.
Interestingly enough, again, we're going to deal with that in October. I'm going to look at Timbuktu, the
Yeah.
education part, because
Mhm.
I very well know that the education comes from the continent. So I'm confident with that. They can steal
Fantastic.
all the other invention and all the other things,
Mhm.
but when it comes to education, I know it comes from the continent. But we'll talk
It
about that
can't
in the next episode. But I've got another important part I wanted to share again to boost
Mhm.
our community, because
Yep.
remember, folks, September and October is a month of empowering. It's a
Yes.
month that we are telling you to identify your power, to identify your Wakanda, to identify who God's created you to be, because
Yeah.
you're powerful, you're beautiful, you're
Yeah.
gifted, and you're talented.
Yeah.
So Forbes magazine also talk about the Black giving, which again I never knew about until this research was done. The Black giving is mostly dealt with in America. We do have it here in the UK, but again, we have issues with statistician. So we
Mm.
haven't the statistics strong
Mhm.
enough to get this information out there.
Right.
So this Black giving in America stated that 25% of us give more than our European or Caucasians cousins.
Yes.
25% more.
Mm-hmm.
So we are a giver. You see why we
Yeah.
are blessed? It's just that
Mm-hmm.
we cannot identify our blessings, because the Bible says, I'm going to bring my Christianity here just a wee bit
Mm-hmm.
because I stand by it. It says, give and it shall be given unto you.
Come to you.
Do you know why the continent has not dried up?
Because we're
Think
giving.
about all the diamonds and gold and oil and rubber and aluminium and platinum and you name it that has come
Outside.
to the continent,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's still booming. You know
Mhm.
why? Because we're a giver. As we
Yes.
give, regardless of the struggle or pains that you're going through, God
Mm-hmm.
is multiplying the
Yeah.
continent.
He said he will replenish the earth. So.
Replenish it. Gosham.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Gosham is.
Mm-hmm.
You
Amen.
see? So it says 25% of us give more than our Caucasian relative. And that's research was done by W.K. Kellogg Foundation. He mentioned that we give away in America alone $11 billion a year.
Mm-hmm.
And they said Blacks are the largest givers in the USA. And you know the foundation called Giving Circle, you know that charity, that network
Mm-hmm.
where you can raise fundraising. It's called Giving Circle. Um, this Giving Circle in America is not philanthropy, but a group of people who pull together monies. They go around asking folks for money, and
Mm-hmm.
they bring it in, and then they decided to give it to a charitable cause. So they will do it like a lottery. Say, for example, there are 10, 15 Black community that needs that's some funding. Say maybe
Mm-hmm.
kids need some books or
Right.
uniforms or food or whatever. They will
Okay.
select those and they will give it to them. So like you and I will raise fund.
Mm-hmm.
When we raise fund, we'll give it back to our community,
Contributed to the
contribute
community.
it to our community. So they go to all the
Right.
Black rich people,
Mm-hmm.
all the Black people who can, $1, $2, $5, $10,
It adds
$100, whatever.
up. It adds
Yep,
up. Yeah.
adds up, pull it together, and then find one community that is struggling. It could be
Mm-hmm.
single parents, it could be a widow community, it could be whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So they are called the Giving Circle. So that's all
Okay.
they do. They are full-time workers and their
Mm-hmm.
parents, but they make time to go around to shops and whatever. Even they
Yes.
leave maybe a charity collectible
Mm-hmm.
jars,
Right.
whatever fund they raise at the end of the month. They look for the community, a Black
Mm-hmm. That's
group
neat.
who is in need, and they give
Yeah.
out to that individual.
That's wonderful.
So,
Oh,
so I
wow.
just said I should put it out there. So if anybody
Yes.
is thinking of what to do for the community, there's so
Mm-hmm.
many ideas, so many
Yeah.
of them. This is, for me, I found this very intriguing, very
Mm.
fantastic in terms of,
Yes,
wow,
indeed.
what's a better way to give? You collect
Absolutely.
and then you give back,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know? And we
Mm-hmm.
want to encourage you viewers to
Mm-hmm.
please support other Black businesses, like
Yeah.
their pages,
Yeah.
share their pages on Facebook. Many
Mm-hmm.
of you are on Facebook. What are you doing on Facebook? Looking at shoes and bags? That's fine. We're not judging you. But there are people who have businesses. You can go into their websites, go on Google, search Black businesses,
Yeah.
pull their website up, put it on your Facebook page, and just promote it for them. They don't have to know you're promoting it.
Exactly.
It's you and your God. Just do something fabulous.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So do you want to have another take on giving before we close?
Um, I think is listen, what you just said, to be honest, I didn't even realize exists. And I believe the UK would be great. It would be great for something like this to happen in the UK, because remember we spoke about inequality within the Black community, and things are not like budgets are not being given to the Black communities. So imagine having something like this, so the Black community wouldn't be too reliant upon the government, you know? So I believe something like this would be fantastic. It would be very beneficial for the Black communities in the UK.
Yeah.
And it's something we should try and look into. And
You know what is empowering?
mm,
Is when the community can maintain and sustain itself.
mm,
So let's say for donor, we have few people with sickle cells in our community.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Such donor.
mm.
Um, 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 there are other things that
Yeah,
one can give.
prostate cancer,
Prostate cancer.
lung
There are
cancer.
scientists research and so on. Next year, by the way, we're going to be talking about cancer
Mm-hmm,
because my husband will come on board
mm-hmm.
to talk about cancer because that's his specialty
Okay,
as a
brilliant.
scientist. Yes, so
Yes,
he will come and give uh,
an insight of it. Yeah,
yeah, an
education.
insight on what men
Brilliant.
should be looking out for and what they should do.
Right,
Because
right.
Chad's death, Chad died by with colon
From
cancer or
cancer.
by colon cancer rather. So
Mm-hmm.
that's starts the conversation again
Yes.
because of the Black History celebration and the Christmas at the back of the year. We would
Yeah.
not have time to have this conversation this year, but for sure next year we'll have the conversation on both women cancer
Yes, and men.
and
Yeah.
men.
Yeah.
So I'll find a lady who will talk about it. I know someone as well who can guide us on what to look out for as women. And
Right.
my husband will cover the men's side in terms of prostate cancer, colon cancers, on all of that.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah, to educate us. That's what we're here for.
Absolutely. Yeah. Raise
I'm taking,
awareness.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're taking our time to reach out to our community. One, two,
Hmm.
it doesn't matter. If we can save one life, our job is done.
Better than nothing at all. You know.
Absolutely, absolutely. But before we go, I wanted to say as well, this month to the from today to the end of October, end of November, beg your pardon, we are giving away up to £100. So if you listen to this, we're going to post the question on Facebook and ask certain question, 2 questions. You must answer them correctly, and then you will win up to £100. And we will announce the winner, and also we would invite the winner to come and join us in our next show and
Yes.
tell us what they spent their money on.
Mm-hmm.
If the person is camera shy, they can tell us via Facebook, but it would be nice for the individual to come on the live show just to talk about it. Again, we're giving back to our community. It doesn't matter where you are in the continents, in the world, whether you're in America, whether watching this, or whether you're in Asia, Africa, whatever. If
Yeah.
you listen to this from the start to the end, you will find the answer in this video. Starting from today, every show from now on to end of November, we're giving away up to £100 Stanley to the person who answers the 2 questions correctly. So we will be posting those questions on Facebook. So go on our Facebook page, keep an eye out, and you will see the question. Answer it correctly, and then we would choose the winner right here, and we'll announce the winner.
Yeah.
And that person will for sure get their money. We will communicate, we'll tell you how to enter the draw. So on Facebook, so you're not going to post your answer on Facebook so somebody copies your question, your answer. We're not going to do that. You would send us a message so through the Facebook Messenger, or we'll give you an email address or some sort. We'll think about how to do it, but we'll post everything, all the instruction on Facebook. So
Yeah.
don't forget, every time you watch our show from now to the end of November, you will win up to 100 pounds Stanley. All
Yeah.
right. So that's all we have time for today. Thank you again for joining.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you,
you
sis.
indeed. Yes, you're
Yes.
welcome, my dear. It was wonderful. I enjoyed it.
Yes, yes. And I feel very empowering.
I did
Very
too.
empowering
It was
because
good to know your history.
yeah, it's good to know our history. I
Wonderful.
can continue to lift my head up high.
Oh, yes. And I do hope that someone has learned something tonight. You know, it would be great if somebody has picked up on something and they enjoyed it.
Yes.
Yes.
So
So
thank you guys. Thanks for watching.
thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.